have some interesting news from Bungie right now. And what I think is hilarious is apparently the feature they're talking about here, the Fireteam Finder, which is an LFG inside of Destiny 2, the game. This was announced to the public before the devs even knew that they were going to plan on making this. So it's quite an interesting development, but here we are. They finally got some news about it. It says here, shipping features, but in secret. Shh. Social features are difficult to prove at scale inside of a studio. You need hundreds of thousands of people to properly test them. Even our largest internal playtests will only reach a fraction of what the final player count will be once the feature goes live. Typically, we'll run a Bungie beta for a social feature before it goes live to gain confidence in our releases. In a Bungie beta, we limit access to employees with some aspects of the feature live in the public game for Destiny 2 players so that we can test it out. In the past, we've done this for cross-save, Bungie friend list, and cross-play. Famously, we may have let everyone on cross-play Bungie beta for a day or two, allegedly. Oops. In a very public Bungie beta, we've made a ton of progress on Fireteam Finder, including many of the unexpected technical difficulties, and have come to a fork in the road with a difficult choice to make. Push the release of Fireteam Finder even later, or have a much more public version of our Bungie beta. We've decided it's better to bring you along for the ride rather than make you wait. We hope you agree. Welcome to the party. So this is interesting. Basically, they're going to launch this in beta mode for us to help them find the bugs, which honestly, it just feels like the norm. There's always a release of something and then we break it as the community, as the player base, and they go and fix it. And then, later on that year, it finally kind of sorts itself out. I'm kind of worried that this is going to do that route. I'd rather them work on it a little bit longer, but with Final Shape around the corner, time's running out. Time is running out to grasp our waning attention. So I think now is better than later, because once Final Shape drops or whatever, we're not gonna really maybe care, depending if they have a banger announcement for after Final Shape. But let's continue on. So it says, Fireteam Finder beta goals. Prove the Fireteam Finder scales to millions of players. Protect the start of the Season of the Wish. Protect the dungeon launch. Be nimble. Example, reserve the ability to accelerate or halt the beta test based on new information. Deliver a first-class Fireteam Finder for all activities by the Final Shape. Example, adhere to a schedule of multiple testing phases that progressively refine the new feature. Now this is very, very interesting. I don't know what other game really has something like this that I play. There's always matchmaking and PvP and stuff like that. I guess I don't play a lot of games like Destiny 2. So I'm sure other MMOs and other games like Destiny 2 have this feature already. And I believe, I want to say, I don't even think Division 2 has something like this. It sounds like you're going to be able to post, hey, I'm going to do this raid, and then have a bunch of people join. I don't think Division 2 exactly has that. Not that I can remember. It's been a while since I played that game. But I'm so surprised that this is taken to the, so long that we're talking about the Final Shape, the last major DLC in this Like Dark saga. And which also means there's hope that after the Final Shape, they're still going to have banger content. We'll see. All right, here's the plan. Raids stress tests starting November 30th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's on a Thursday, so I will be live doing that over on Kick. Beta period begins in December pending stress test results. Full release targeting late January. So I kind of feel like this targeting date here, I felt like that's when it should have arrived anyways, because it was supposed to come with the Final Shape. And let's see here. Delivery first class Fireteam Finder for all activities by the final shape. Full release targeting late July. Does this mean final shape is not delayed? Or am I reading into it? I'm probably reading into it too much. We will start our stress. If I could read, we will start our stress test on November 30th. Plan to run from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the raids stress test. All raids you have access to are on the menu. We hope to keep the stress test open until 5 p.m., but this is where we haven't had a Bungie beta and the live game disclaimers come into play. There are countless scenarios where we may have to end the test early, so we ask for your patience and hope you take it as an opportunity to give us early feedback as we work out the system's gremlins. We are going to be monitoring the results of the initial raid stress test closely and consider opening more activities as we progress, with the end goal of having a Fireteam Finder option for every activity in the game. We'll keep the schedule above updated as we learn more, and we'll also let you know in our Thursday Twids and our social media accounts. Getting into the Fireteam Finder. There are two ways to access the Fireteam Finder: from the director using the roster tab, and using the Fireteam Finder access point found on every activity's launch screen. In both cases, you'll be able to search for a Fireteam or create a listing using a series of listing options to specify the group you're trying to build. What you'll see in the stress test versus beta versus launch. We're already prepping content for a few updates to Fireteam Finder, and you will see more things come online for beta, and even more as we march toward the full release. A perfect example of this process is the viewing listing screen below. On the first one, you can see the stress test version, and then on the second is our target for final release. As you can see, we are releasing a very limited emoji set to describe your listings later in the beta phase. These updates will flow throughout Season of the Wishes launch and beyond to the final shape. Existing group finding systems. We're also sure you have questions about what's happened to group finding systems that currently exist on our website and companion app. Both the website and companion app will remain available until the new Fireteam Finder, both in-game and out-of-game, is ready. Yep, the Bungie.net has, I don't know why I read it like that, but yep, the Bungie.net team has been hard at work developing a new out-of-game Fireteam Finder that's fully integrated with the in-game system. However, it's not going to be available during the early beta period. Stay tuned for more info on the Fireteam Finder beta as it rolls out. Pardon our dust as we get this feature up and running, and thank you in advance for all your help. We're excited to give you and your fellow Guardians the tools to tackle everything in Destiny 2. Awesome stuff.